Imagine you're sleeping in a forest 70,000 years ago. Suddenly, you wake up coughing. The air is thick with smoke, birds are screaming. Deer are running in one direction, then you see it. A wall of fire, taller than any tree you've ever seen, racing towards you faster than you can run. No firefighters, no roads, no helicopters, no emergency alerts. Just you and one impossible decision. So how did ancient humans actually survive wildfires? But here's the strange part. Ancient humans didn't fear wildfires the way we do today, because they already knew something modern humans often forget. Nature always gives a warning. Long before the first tree catches fire, the forest begins to change. The wind suddenly grows hotter, the air becomes unusually dry, a faint smell of burning wood appears, even when there's no fire in sight. Then the animals begin to disappear. Birds stop singing. Monkeys climb down from the trees. Deer, wild horses, even insects start moving in the same direction. Ancient humans paid close attention to this. They didn't have weather forecasts. They had something far more reliable. Thousands of years of experience. They understood that when every animal suddenly agrees on one direction, you don't ask questions. You follow them. Because animals often detected danger long before humans could see it. A deer couldn't explain why it was running, but it didn't need to. Its senses were enough. And for ancient humans, following those instincts often meant the difference between life and death. Why running was usually the worst decision. But here's the part almost everyone gets wrong. If you saw a wildfire, your first instinct would probably be to run as fast as possible. But that instinct could actually get you killed, because ancient wildfires didn't move like they do in movies. They weren't just walls of flames. They created something even more dangerous. Smoke. In many cases, the smoke reached people long before the fire ever did. It filled their lungs, burned their eyes, made it impossible to see where they were going. Many people wouldn't even reach the flames. They would collapse from the smoke first. And there was another problem. Fire doesn't always move in a straight line. A sudden change in the wind could send the flames in a completely different direction. A path that looked safe one minute could become a deadly trap the next. That's why ancient humans learned something surprising. They didn't always try to outrun the fire. Sometimes they escaped by moving sideways toward rivers, lakes, rocky cliffs, or places where there was almost nothing left to burn. They understood one simple rule. Fire needs fuel. Take away the fuel, and the fire slows down. Sometimes the safest place wasn't far away. It was simply the place where the flames had nothing left to consume. That one idea saved countless lives, long before humans ever learned how to control fire themselves. The one mistake that almost guaranteed death. But the deadliest mistake wasn't running. It wasn't the flames. And it wasn't even the smoke. It was panic. The moment people panicked, they stopped thinking. Some ran uphill, which sounds like a good idea, until you realize something terrifying. Fire moves uphill much faster than it moves across flat ground. The flames heat the grass and trees above them before they even arrive. That means a hill can become an enormous chimney, and anyone climbing it could suddenly find themselves trapped. Others made an even worse mistake. They hid inside caves. At first, it felt safe. The fire couldn't reach them, but the smoke could. As smoke filled the cave, fresh air disappeared. Some people never came back out. Ancient humans slowly learned that survival wasn't about finding the best hiding place. It was about finding the best escape route. They looked for open ground, wide rivers, rocky valleys, places where the fire had nothing left to burn. Because every wildfire eventually reaches the same problem. Without fuel, it dies. The people who understood that didn't just survive. They learned how to predict the fire itself. And that changed everything. Surviving wildfires didn't just save ancient humans. It changed them. After every fire, the forest looked completely different. Thousands of trees were gone. But within days, something incredible happened. Fresh green plants began growing through the ash. Soon after, deer returned. Then wild horses. Then bison. The fire had created open hunting grounds. Instead of searching through thick forests, ancient humans could now spot animals from hundreds of meters away. For the first time, fire wasn't just an enemy, it had accidentally become an ally. Over thousands of years, humans stopped running from fire. They started studying it. They noticed that fire always needed three things: heat, fuel, oxygen. Remove just one, and the fire dies. That simple observation eventually changed human history forever. One day, instead of escaping the flames, someone decided to keep them alive. That single decision led to warm shelters, cooked food, safer nights, and eventually, civilization itself. So the next time you see news about a wildfire, remember this. Your ancestors faced the same terrifying force. Without trucks, without helicopters, without weather forecasts. They survived by reading nature, staying calm, and knowing that sometimes the smartest way to escape isn't to run faster. It's to understand the fire. Because long before humans learned to control fire, they first had to survive it.